Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
When I came back to school this year, I brought my bank with me, and the student checking account at First American National Bank was perfect for me. No monthly fees and no minimum balance, and I can manage my money right from the app. I can do all my banking with text messaging if I want, and I can deposit a check just by taking a photo. It's that easy at FAMB.
I took my bank to college with me.
I took my bank to college with me.
My bank followed me to college.
I took my bank to college with me.
I took my bank to college with me.
It's that easy at First American National Bank.
Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
You know what I remember when you were born?
Today tastes like a Sunday ritual. And it never tasted this good.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, out to Game 1 between ICC and Jones. A rivalry renewed here between these two programs. Jones comes in at number 2 in the country, ICC at number 12. Good afternoon and roll tribe, ICC fans, as is Adam Gore, Michael Upton, and CJ Adams bringing this action here from the ICC Alumni Affairs and Foundation broadcast booth. And guys, we've got a good one on deck this afternoon into the evening here in Fulton.
Yeah, we're excited to get here into conference play. The Lady Indians have had 10 games so far, gone 8-2, and looked good. Just going to be some real competition today with this Jones team, which is red hot.
Yeah, it's first, it's great to be back in the booth. First time since football season. Nice afternoon, a little overcast, but ready to watch some great softball.
Absolutely. So we're going to take a quick break here. A few more words from our sponsors. Come back and look at today's Coca-Cola starting lineups and more here on the ICC Sports Network.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
Gee willikers, this Coca-Cola Zero Sugar tastes mighty delicious.
Come on, buddy. It has 0 sugar.
But it tastes great.
Let's take the breakables away. If you keep lying like this, you'll be a puppet forever.
But it's the honest truth.
You'll never be a real boy.
It's no lie.
You're right. It's delicious.
Told you. I never lie.
When I came back to school this year, I brought my bank with me, and the student checking account at First American National Bank was perfect for me. No monthly fees and no minimum balance, and I can manage my money right from the app. I can do all my banking with text messaging if I want, and I can deposit a check just by taking a photo. It's that easy at FAMB.
I took my bank to college with me.
I took my bank to college with me.
My bank followed me to college.
I took my bank to college with me.
I took my bank to college with me.
It's that easy at First American National Bank.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
And welcome back to the Davis Ford pregame show here between ICC and Jones. Two of the top 15 teams in the country, two of the best teams in the state of Mississippi getting set to square off here in conference play. Let's take a look at today's Coca-Cola starting lineups, and let's start with the visiting Jones Bobcats. This will be their lineup here. Christian Edwards will lead things off as she'll be playing in center field. Taisha Cole will be the third baseman. She'll be batting second. Batting third will be Lauren Pope. She'll be catching here in the first game of the afternoon. Tiara Rain Saunders, she'll be in left field. Macy Knight will be the shortstop. The DP will be Lauren Lindsay. Kay Knight will be over at first base. Micaiah Hall, she'll be in right field. Kat Wallace will be at second base. The pitcher and flex this afternoon is going to be Breeley Boykin. And Upton, do you have any stats on Boykin?
I sure do. She has gone with a 6-0 record in 7 starts. She has pitched 38 innings, allowed 34 hits, 17 runs, 17 of those earned, walked 14, and struck out 51, which is a pretty amazing stat, and comes in with a 3.13 ERA so far on the year.
Yeah, we're expecting a big day there out of Boykin for sure. This is going to be your starting lineup here for the Indians. Yes, it's going to be Mackenzie Patterson leading us off. She'll be playing in center field. Katie Rutledge will be in left field, batting second. Batting third will be Ivy Watts. She'll be at first base. Catching and batting cleanup will be Kara Hayes. Connor Stevens will be in right field. She'll be batting fifth this afternoon. Madison Jenkins will be the DP. Hannah Henry will be at second base. Josie Meggs will be the third baseman. And cleaning things up, or I guess say batting in that 9 spot, is going to be Katie Boatner, the shortstop. Pitching game 1 for ICC is going to be Madison Burris. And let's take a look at some Sonic stats there on Madison.
All right, Madison has started 4 games this year, comes in with a 2-2 record, 21.2 innings pitched. She's allowed 9 hits, 9 runs, only 7 of those earned, has walked 4, struck out 8, and comes in with a 2.26 ERA.
So it should be a great pitching duel here between these two pitchers this afternoon. Well, we were anticipating a close to 3 o'clock First American National Bank opening pitch. We're still waiting for the second umpire to get here. They said should be here right at 3 o'clock. So, yeah, we're going to have a little bit extended Davis Ford pregame show here for you this afternoon. So we're going to take a break, hear a few more words from our sponsors, and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
That's home. That's just like the Ravens. That's just like Pahokee, Florida. That's my second home. I got my degree from there, my first degree, college degree. It's part of my heart, it's part of my soul, it's part of my spirit. And, you know, it's everything. Itawamba Community College, baby, it's everything. It shaped me up to being a great man because it was part of the journey of me becoming the young man I am today. And it's home, man. That's it. Like, I could go there and lay my head down without no problems. Itawamba Community College, the best start here.
Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
You know what I remember when you were born?
Today tastes like a Sunday ritual. And it never tasted this good.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
Hey Indian fans, I'm Ricky Murphy, real estate agent, Tommy Morgan Realtors, and I'm also a proud alumni of the All-American Marching Band. Itawamba Community College was my home for 2 years, and where you decide to make your home will be one of the most important decisions of your life. Whether you're looking to create a plan to buy your first home, or if you're ready today to make a move into your forever home, give me a call or send me a message so we can discuss your next move. And for my family, roll Tribe!
When I came back to school this year, I brought my bank with me, and the student checking account at First American National Bank was perfect for me. No monthly fees and no minimum balance, and I can manage my money right from the app. I can do all my banking with text messaging if I want, and I can deposit a check just by taking a photo. It's that easy at FAMB.
I took my bank to college with me.
I took my bank to college with me.
My bank followed me to college.
I took my bank to college with me.
I took my bank to college with me.
It's that easy at First American National Bank.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
Welcome back as the Davis Ford pregame show rolls on here in Fulton. Still waiting for that second umpire to make his appearance here at the ballpark. Adam Gore, Michael Upton, C.J. Adams. Trouble in the ICC Alumni Affairs and Foundation broadcast booth. Kevin Maloney, he's going to stat the game back at home. I don't know if he knows what he's doing when he does that, but shout out to my boy Kevin and Sean Wansley down there at Jones. Speaking of the Alumni Association, tell us a bit more about how people can contact you guys, Michael, to be able to donate either to the ICC softball or maybe scholarships and more.
Sure, we'd love to have folks give us a call at the Alumni and Foundation office. Our phone number is 662-862-8039, or they can check us out on the website at www.iccms.edu, and you can find out how you can join the Alumni Association and support the college, or if you are looking to support the college through a scholarship, maybe through the Indian Club for softball or another one of our sports, we'd love to talk to you about the opportunities you have there to do that.
Absolutely. And once again, visit iccms.edu for more information. And to keep up with everything ICC athletically, visit letsgoicc.com. Follow us on social media at Let's Go ICC. Next week's going to be a busy week as it's technically spring break, but when you work in sports, that's not the case, guys. As Monday, we'll have volleyball, and you know, they have breakfast at Wimbledon. We're going to have brunch at the DEC as volleyball is going to start things off at 10 o'clock in the morning. They have back-to-back matches with MUW, so that'll be at 10 o'clock, scheduled for 12 o'clock. And then women's basketball will be at home, so we'll have 3 events going on there at the Davis Event Center on Monday. Then Tuesday, softball will be at Mississippi Delta. Wednesday will be baseball and softball. Baseball will be here against Hines. Softball will be at Hines. Thursday we'll have women's basketball back here at the DEC. Friday will be volleyball on the road. Volleyball will also be on the road Thursday night as well at Pearl River. And then Saturday we'll have women's basketball at 2 o'clock against Northwest. Softball will also be here against East Central at 2 o'clock. Baseball will be on the road at East Central as well. So if you're looking for some ICC sports over the weekend or over the next week, if you're happy to be in spring break, come to Fulton. We'll have something going on at least one of those days. But we do encourage you to always visit letsgoicc.com. Make sure that those games haven't been postponed, canceled for one reason or another. We're going to take another time out and hear from some more of our sponsors and maybe, just maybe, have that second umpire here when we come back. You're listening to the Davis Ford pregame show. Back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
Gee willikers, this Coca-Cola Zero Sugar tastes mighty delicious.
Come on, buddy. It has 0 sugar.
But it tastes great.
Let's take the breakables away. If you keep lying like this, you'll be a puppet forever.
But it's the honest truth.
You'll never be a real boy.
It's no lie.
You're right. It's delicious.
Told you. I never lie.
Natalie, when she was first driving, she literally swerved off the road a lot because she was looking at herself in the mirror.
Maybe I look at life differently.
You don't call it over space, it's outer space.
But it's underwear.
The top's right here.
You always say chocolate's so weird. It's like chocolate.
Wherever the conversation takes you, we're here. This is Howie Sonic.
When I came back to school this year, I brought my bank with me, and the student checking account at First American National Bank was perfect for me. No monthly fees and no minimum balance, and I can manage my money right from the app. I can do all my banking with text messaging if I want, and I can deposit a check just by taking a photo. It's that easy at FAMB.
I took my bank to college with me.
I took my bank to college with me.
My bank followed me to college.
I took my bank to college with me.
I took my bank to college with me.
It's that easy at First American National Bank.
Leading off, playing center field from Corinth, number 1, Mackenzie Patterson. Batting second and playing left field, number 20, Katie Rutledge. Batting third and playing first base, number 27, Ivy Watts. Batting fourth, the catcher, number 7, Kara Hayes. Batting fifth, playing right field, number 30, Connor Stevens. Batting sixth, the DP, number 15, Madison Jenkins. Batting seventh and playing second base, number 6, Hannah Henry. Batting eighth and playing third base, number 2, Josie Meggs. Batting ninth and playing shortstop, number 5, from Guntown, Katie Boatner. And the pitcher is number 3, Madison Burris. The head coach for the Lady Indians is Andy Kirk, assisted by Rick Lawson and Kelly Beth Ernest. We respectfully ask for you to stand, remove any headwear, please, for our national anthem.
And good news, we do have the second umpire here as he walked up just before the start of the national anthem. So we should just be moments away from this First American National Bank opening pitch here. But before we do that, the coaches are going to have to meet at home plate. So let's hear from First American National Bank and a few more of our sponsors. I believe we may have already met the contractual needs of our sponsors here in the Davis Ford pregame show. At least Kevin Maloney will be able to hear him in his sleep tonight. Back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
When I came back to school this year, I brought my bank with me, and the student checking account at First American National Bank was perfect for me. No monthly fees and no minimum balance, and I can manage my money right from the app. I can do all my banking with text messaging if I want, and I can deposit a check just by taking a photo. It's that easy at FAMB.
I took my bank to college with me.
I took my bank to college with me.
My bank followed me to college.
I took my bank to college with me.
I took my bank to college with me.
It's that easy at First American National Bank.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
The outlook for overpriced pizza has never been better. Who's gonna stop us?
Sir, Little Caesars has the lowest priced pizza delivered, guaranteed.
We're not Big Pizza, we're Little Caesars. Get $5 off your first delivery.
Pizza, pizza.
Parmesan, Asiago, and fresh mozzarella.
All this cheesing is rather pleasing.
Yep, tastes like $1 million.
Pepperoni cheeser. Only $7.
Pizza, pizza.
Natalie, when she was first driving, she literally swerved off the road a lot because she was looking at herself in the mirror.
Maybe I look at life differently.
You don't call it over space, it's outer space.
But it's underwear.
The tats right here, look.
You always say chocolate's so weird. It's like chocolate.
Wherever the conversation takes you, we're here. This is Howie Sonic.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
And welcome back once again to the Davis Ford pregame show, ladies and gentlemen, as this was scheduled for a 3 p.m. opening pitch, but was waiting on the second umpire to get here, and, well, we got lights out here, so we should be good to go as the umpire's going over the field rules here right now, and really the umpires have dominated the conversation. Chris and Andy are almost like, guys, we want to play ball, and I feel like the fans are too. Hey, if you're watching and not tired of listening to us yet, hit us up on Twitter at Let's Go ICC. We'll give you a free shout-out throughout the broadcast this afternoon. No Dana Kirk watching this afternoon from home. As it looks like we might be ready to play softball, boys.
I think we're all ready. I'm sure the teams are as well.
Going back to your shout-outs, we'll even take paid shout-outs.
Yes.
They don't all have to be free.
That is very true, very true. So if you want to sponsor a shout-out, as Kevin would say, we'll take a sponsor for anything. So, yes, this is going to be Burris taking her warm-ups here before we get things started. And let's look at her numbers once again there, Upton.
Sure, this is her 5th start. She is 2-2 on the year, has gone 21.2 innings, given up 9 hits, 9 run, only 7 of those earned, has allowed 4 walks and collected 8 strikeouts for a 2.26 ERA.
So she's going to try to get the Indians started off in a good way this afternoon as she takes her last few warm-up pitches. Let's take a look at the Indians' defense here as we get ready to start the top of the first inning. So we've already talked about Burris' pitching, so that means Kara Hayes will be behind the plate catching. Over at first base is Ivy Watts. Second baseman is Hannah Henry. Shortstop is Katie Boatner. Josie Meggs is the third baseman. Left field is Katie Rutledge. Center fielder is Mackenzie Patterson. And Connor Stevens is in right field. The DP here in game 1 will be Madison Jenkins. Due up here in the top of the first for Jones is going to be Edwards, Cole, and Pope. And so we're about to get that First American National Bank opening pitch going here from Fulton. What looked to be a promising day for softball when I woke up this morning, well, the clouds have moved in and it's got a little chilly here at the ballpark. As we're awaiting this First American National Bank opening pitch here from Burris. The First American National Bank opening pitch is a bunt, and it's going to go foul. And it comes your way at 3:20. So that's a 3:20 First American National Bank opening pitch here from Fulton. First American National Bank reminds you to follow the flag from Iuka to Tupelo to find the bank nearest you. Tommy Chamley and company. Tommy was out at the basketball games last night, brought his grandson and helped cheer the Indians to a big-time win over rival Northeast as this pitch is fouled back. 0-2 now is the count.
Yeah, that first attempt at a bunt did not go successfully, but we saw Edwards' speed, and that's something they're going to have to watch for.
Yeah, that's one thing Jones has always been known for, is having a very speedy, crafty leadoff batter. Also known for power. Swing and a miss for strike three. A big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout there to start the contest. Great location by Burris that time. Just went outside. Edwards couldn't hang off of it. And now with one out, this is going to be Cole coming to the plate.
Yeah, Burris doesn't get a ton of strikeouts, so that's a great way to start the day for her.
So Cole playing third base. We'll dig in here with one out and nobody on. Top of the first. Change up. Jammed her up that time as she thought about going and found the strike zone. And guys, I'll say this, for a pitcher, if you can throw a change up for a strike early in the contest, it makes you even more difficult. And there's a shot to the left side, and it's going to go for a base hit.
Now batting number 29. Hope.
And so that'll go for a single out to left field. Kevin, I just saw your text, and I'm not going to repeat what you say, but it's not that it's bad, but when you're right, you're right. So now with a runner on first and one out, this is going to be Lauren Pope, the catcher. Pope stands in, runner goes, and the throw, no throw down, so that'll be a stolen base for Cole. Looked like that time it was just Hayes having a little bit of trouble getting the ball out of the mitt.
She got a really good jump on that pitch, too. I really don't know if that warranted a throw down.
So 0-1 is the count with one out. That pitch across for a strike. Well, the Air Force Base, they're doing some training today, and guys, if the jet flies by that low again on a high pop-up, it's going to be trouble.
Yeah,
those are kind of
could alter the flight of the ball.
So 0-2 now is the count. This one fouled back. 0-2 will stay the count here with one out. Top of the first, no score, but Jones with a runner on second after a single and a stolen base by Cole.
And that stolen base makes her 7 for 8 on the year, so she has a lot of success in stealing those bases.
So 0-2 is the count here. One out. Pope digs in. Sends this one foul and out of play, and we'll stay at 0-2. Let's see Coach Rick Collier out there in the outfield area enjoying today's game, coming to support the softball team. You can catch them right back here on the Red Channel tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? No. What is today?
Today's Friday.
Okay. My schedule's so mixed up with all the changes and everything.
Well, it's been a busy week of sports
Yes.
this week, and next week is equally busy,
Yes.
so you got an excuse for that.
Yes, so we will have baseball here tomorrow. That pitch just a little high that time on the fastball. 1-2 now is the count. Yeah, my brain keeps trying to tell me today is Saturday, and that's not the case. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Runner on second here for the Bobcats. Change up, hit hard, shortstop gets it. Throw over to first is in time, and no throw to third. So 6-3 on the putout for those of you scoring at home.
Now batting for Jones, left fielder, number 9, Saunders.
And this is going to be Saunders coming to the plate with a runner at third with 2 outs. Well, this is what makes or breaks teams here. And these are 2 teams that have been clutch in these situations for the past years. I'm not even going to count the years, but runners in scoring position with 2 outs. That's what makes or breaks teams here. And that first pitch is high for a ball. I guess you can say that's what differentiates mediocre teams or good teams from great teams.
Always.
So that first pitch high for a ball. 1-0 is the count. There is 2 outs and a runner on third here for Jones. This is Saunders at the plate. That pitch missing high and outside. 2-0 now is the count. First time that Burris has fallen behind a batter so far here in the contest as we're in the top of the first.
It's true. She's worked ahead on almost everybody.
So 2-0 now is the count. India's trying to get out of this jam with no damage done, and now 3-0. As you take a look at Burris, she's kind of trying to adjust her release after she throws the pitch, as she just doesn't look comfortable with that pitch there. 3-0 now is the count. Saunders batting in that cleanup position, so you know she's going to have power. 3-0. That one right down the middle. Saunders taking the whole way that time. 3-1 now is the count.
Indeed, Saunders does. She has a .447 average on the year, has hit 5 home runs, and has scored 13 RBIs. So we would like to keep it there for now.
So 3-1 is the count. 2 outs and a runner at third here. This one fouled back, and now the count will go full. Nice job that time changing speeds to get Saunders ahead of that one.
I really thought with 3-0, she may just put her on with 2 bases open. As well as she hits the ball. You really don't want the best hitter out there to be sitting on one down the middle. 3-0.
So waiting for the payoff pitch here. 3-2 pitch coming. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Clutch Renaissance Bank strikeout there to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Guys, that was a big, big answer there for the second Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day for Burris.
Absolutely.
We're going to move to the bottom of the first inning, where it's going to be Patterson, Rutledge, and Watts due up for the Indians. Let's take a break and hear a word from Renaissance Bank and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Why settle for a checking account that just holds your money? Renaissance Rewards Extra gives you so much more. Like savings at more than 400,000 retailers, 24/7 roadside assistance, a cell phone protection plan worth up to $400, $25 in ATM fee refunds per monthly cycle, and a great interest rate when you meet 3 easy qualifications. Get extra today at rewardsextra.com. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
Natalie, when she was first driving, she literally swerved off the road a lot because she was looking at herself in the mirror.
Maybe I look at life differently.
You don't call it over space, it's outer space.
But it's underwear.
The tats right here, look.
You always say chocolate's so weird. It's like chocolate.
Wherever the conversation takes you, we're here. This is Howie Sonic.
And welcome back now as we head to the bottom of the first inning. It's going to be Mackenzie Patterson leading us off here. Mackenzie playing in center field. ICC, they got their back put against the wall there in the top of the first, but got a Renaissance Bank strikeout to get out of the inning with no damage done. That first pitch high for a ball. This is Boykin. 6-0 on the year is Boykin as she enters tonight's contest. Or this afternoon, it feels like tonight. We had to wait for so long, but this afternoon's contest. Patterson swings on this one, fouls it out of play, evens up the count now at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and no outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Steve Diffie also checking in a little bit earlier. Steve Diffie is the only guy I know that has the MACCC athletic plan on his DirecTV package. As he tunes into everything, is that pitch missing low and outside for a ball. 2-1 now is the count.
Those loyal fans you want.
That's right. We appreciate
knowledgeable and loyal.
Knowledgeable might be a stretch. This pitch popped up, back and out of play over the top of us here in the ICC Alumni Affairs and Foundation broadcast booth. Visit iccms.edu/foundation to find out more on how you can contribute to Itawamba Community College. 2-2 now is the count here on Patterson. They've got her shaded to the left. Boy, if she can get something over the head of the second baseman, she's running for days. Instead, a line drive is going to be caught and reeled in there by the third baseman, L5, on the play.
Now batting for the Lady Indians.
And now this is going to be Katie Rutledge coming to the plate. So this is going to be Katie Rutledge coming to the plate. That first pitch is a ball. We do apologize. The walk-up music is just killer loud this afternoon.
A little delay, but he actually called that one a strike there, Adam.
Okay. Called that one a strike as well, as Boykin is dialed in here early. Well, this is what you expect out of these two teams. You know these two teams, a lot of respect between each other. And you just want to see them both bring their A game, because you're going to see a lot of great softball when you do. Is that pitch missing low and outside for a ball? Not a bad spot to miss, but a good eye on the part of Rutledge to hold off on that one. 1-2 now is the count.
Yeah, she gave a good look at it and was able to hold off at the end.
So waiting the 1-2 offering here from Boykin. Grounder, shortstop. Throws over and in time, just beat it out. Boy, that was a tough play. It's a slow roller that time. Rutledge able to come up and get it a foot on the bag just before the throw. So a single there for Rutledge.
Yeah, Rutledge, one of our faster players, leads the team with 6 stolen bases, so she was able to hustle down the line and get in there ahead of the throw.
And that was a heck of an effort on the part of Macy Knight that time as well. She knew she had to hurry to get it there. As now this is going to be Ivy Watts. Ivy at the plate, and she knows she just missed one. As Boykin, pretty good location on that pitch.
That was better.
Runner goes, throw down is in time. So they're going to erase the runner there. 2-6 on the putout. Caught stealing is Rutledge. That was just a good throw that time, as the pitch was up a little bit, so it helped her get in that motion to be ready to throw down and get the out. So now there's 2 away with an 0-2 count here to Watts. Ivy swings on this one, pops it out of play to the right side, and we'll stay at 0-2. So 0-2 is the count. There is 2 outs. Kara Hayes is on deck. Ivy hits one, and it's going to find its way through. Well, that time, don't know that she
in the cleanup spot is number 7, the catcher.
Necessarily, or excuse me, the first baseman necessarily had a good reaction to it that time, as that one just snuck its way out to right field. And this is going to bring up Kara Hayes. Hayes has been swinging a hot bat, guys.
She was on fire last week in the games they played, and just really doubles, triples, a home run, and just numerous RBIs brought in, and just really is turning on here for the Indians.
So a 2-out single by Watts brings up Hayes, as she will dig in. Fastball in there for a strike, and guys, that had a lot of speed.
It did.
It did, and she's also placing them on those lower corners, and the umpires finding that a strike today.
Yeah, that's going to be one of those where even if you do make contact on a pitch like that, with them being so low in the zone, 9 times out of 10, they're all going to result in ground balls. 0-1 now is the count, 2 outs. Runner at first here for the Indians. That one up. Hayes couldn't catch up with it, fouls it back, and now 0-2 is the count. Both Boykin and Burris have been good working ahead of batters so far here in the contest.
Yeah, I believe that one rose up on her a little more than she wanted, and Hayes put a pretty good cut on it and just missed it. Sent it fouled back.
So waiting the 0-2 offering here with 2 outs. Watts is at first. Changeup ripped down the line, and it's going to be out there for a single And a big-time clutch two-out hit there for Hayes.
Indeed, ripped it right down the line to left. Good job of the left fielder for Jones to get there quickly to kick that for me and extra bases for both runners.
And another thing you got to think about, guys, how big was it now that Jones was able to throw out the runner trying to steal?
Yeah, possibly could have scored on that from second.
Especially with only one out, and we know that Coach Kirk likes to be aggressive on the bases. So early in a game like this, you would think he would try to get that run in quickly.
Well, here comes Connor Stevens now, and Stevens takes that first pitch for a strike. Guys, I don't know if you saw her facial expression after she let that one go by. She's kind of upset with herself.
I think so. It was kind of right down the center.
So Stevens with an 0-1 count. Runners on first and second. Watts is at second. That time took a little bit off of it inside, and she fouled it off. 0-2 now is the count. And once again, Boykin, she's money when it comes to getting ahead of the batters.
Yeah, and that pitch was all over her hands. Lucky to get a piece of that at all.
Guys, Kevin Maloney texting in and letting us know that Boykin is a Southern Miss bounce back. And by the way of Jackson Prep, as Stevens fouls that one off and out of play, and we'll stay at 0-2. So we'll have to get some more softballs out there.
Yeah, a number of foul balls hit in this first inning, both halves of this first inning, so I replenish the stack there.
So the count is 0-2 as we reset with runners on first and second. There are two outs here in the inning. Stevens, grounder, shortstop, finds it, tosses it over, and that'll do it. Well, both teams had the opportunities to score in the top of the first, but both teams' defense comes through and makes the big play. We've played one in Fulton as they're scoreless here through one. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
So when are you going to get me back for the pizza?
Oh, personal foul. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Make a successful handoff when you transfer funds to friends and family with Zelle and the Renaissance mobile app. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Make the right call for 24/7 roadside assistance and sign up for Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking today.
Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
You know what I remember when you were born?
Today tastes like a Sunday ritual. And it never tasted this good.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we move now to the top of the second inning. This first inning, everything we thought it would be and then some. Both teams had chances to put runs on the board, but the defense stepping up and playing big there. Burris still in the circle here for the Indians. Due up for Jones is going to be Knight, Lindsay, and Knight. So Macy Knight will be the first one up. Lauren Lindsay and Kay Knight, those are the ones scheduled up here in the top of the second. Well, Colin Tennis is here today. Got a chance to talk to Dana Hale before we got started here. That was actually scheduled to start at 1 o'clock, but a little hiccup on the way down here for Colin, and they're able to make it. And so the shortstop, Knight, who made a great effort on trying to throw out Rutledge on what would have been an infield single, eventually did get her out when she was caught stealing. So, Macy Knight will start us off here. Burris's pitch is in there for a strike. Guys, both these pitchers doing a great job filling up the strike zone.
Indeed, I think she sat in the dugout and watched where Boykin was getting those calls and put one in the same spot Boykin was getting the calls last inning, low and to the right.
So 0-1 now is the count. No outs, is nobody on right now. Change up that hangs up, 1-1 goes the count here on Knight. Knight batting in that 5 spot. as Jones got where they wanted to. They got a runner at third with their cleanup batter at the plate in the top of the first, but it was the second Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day by Burris that got the Indians out of the inning. That pitch hangs up just a little too high. 2-1 now goes the count. So 2 balls, 1 strike, and no outs. That's the situation here in the top of the second. Game 1 of 2 this afternoon. This pitch fouled off and out of play towards the basketball courts. And now the count evens up at 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Of course, we talked about action going on tomorrow. Volleyball on the road at Northwest. Boy, they had a great match there earlier this week as ICC was able to pick up a 3-1 win as that pitch missing low for a ball. And we're thinking right, if ICC, with them and Northwest being the only teams in Region 23 so far, because Pearl River's in a Division I, ICC's in Division II, if ICC goes on the road and wins tomorrow at Northwest, that will punch their ticket for sure to the regional tournament. We're still waiting for confirmation on that. 3-2 pitch on its way. Liner, right back to Burris. She finds it, throws it over, and not in time. That's going to be a single. Even though the ball got away, she beat the throw, and just a scary moment there as basically Burris just put the glove up for self-preservation versus trying to get the out, and a good job by the home plate umpire just to come out and talk to her. And you see Jones' coach coming out to check on her as well, and Andy kind of just walking out, and she's telling everybody she's good, just give her a second to catch her breath.
Yeah, it's one of those reaction plays. It wasn't straight at her, but just enough, but able to knock it down with the glove.
Yeah. Now, that's just a sign of respect right there. As you saw Coach Chris Robinson walking out to talk to Madison as well. Not only respect for the players, but respect for the game. As that, we say it a lot of times, guys, we don't understand why they don't play with masks sometimes, but, yeah, that was just a scary moment there that Burris was able to avoid. That pitch fouled off as this is now Lauren Lindsay, the DP, at the plate.
Yeah, her reflexes are a lot better than mine at my age.
Oh, yeah.
I would definitely have a mask on out there today.
If that had been me, they would have brought the backhoe out and just started digging 6 feet. So that first pitch fouled off for a strike. Lindsay awaiting the pitch. Looks at that one low, ball gets away, but not far enough to allow the runner to advance. Looks like Macy Knight a little upset that she didn't get a better jump on that one. We just got confirmation from Coach Morgan that, yes, that is correct, that if we take care of business in Senatobia tomorrow, it'll be postseason promises for the volleyball team as that pitch missing inside for a ball. 2-1 now is the count.
It's always great news to get after only 2 matches.
Absolutely.
Takes a little pressure off for the remainder of the season.
Of course, they'll be heading to Coastal Alabama for a Friday-Saturday tilt at the end of next week. This pitch fouled off as the runner was going in that case. They were trying to get a little hit-and-run action going there. 2-2 now is the count. There's no outs here in the top of the first inning. A runner at first. That's Macy Knight.
And nice 3 for 3 on her stolen bases, so definitely worth keeping an eye on.
So Burris is digging in here. Boy, it'd be a big time for that third Renaissance Bank strikeout if she can find one. Instead, that pitch misses low. And now the count goes full. 3-2.
I don't believe he's calling the inside as much as he is that outside corner either.
Yeah, we've had this home plate umpire numerous times over the years, and he's not big on the inside pitches. As this one lifted left side, is it going to be deep enough? And it's out of the ballpark just enough to get over the fence out there, and that's going to be a 2-run home run off the bat of Lauren Lindsay.
Home run, Lindsay.
I'll tell you what, that was about an inch or two lower. That would have stayed in the ballpark as that one just kind of skipped across. A line drive home run there. First points of the contest. 2-0 now is Jones.
Yeah, off the bat, I did not think that had the distance to go, but it just, I don't know if it was the fighter jets or what, but it got a little push there at the end, and like you said, cleared by a couple inches.
So Jones strikes first in the form of a 2-run home run off the bat of the DP, Lauren Lindsay. And now with no outs, this is K. Knight at the plate. That pitch missing high and outside for a ball. Well, right now, if you're ICC, you just shake it off. Go right back after the batter here in front of you. If you're Jones, you want to try to see if you can get some more, put some pressure on the Indians here early.
Yeah, still nobody out. Basically a fresh start, so.
That pitch missing low for a ball. 2-0 now is the count.
Very close to where he's been calling that a strike, so must have been just off a little.
So 2 balls, no strikes, no outs, and nobody on here. Bobcats just got a 2-run home run to take a 2-0 advantage over the Indians here in game 1. That pitch in there for a strike. 2-1 now is the count. All right, so Kevin's sending me a correction. Cat Knight. Grounder to the shortstop. Throw over is in time to get out Cat Knight. 6-3 on the putout.
Number 7, Hall.
So the first out of the inning. Okay, I see it now. I'm just double checking to make sure our roster was right. And now this will be Hall coming to the plate with 1 out in the inning. Hall playing in right field, batting in that 8 spot. And that pitch in there for a strike. Good job by Burris to kind of settle down after giving up the home run.
Indeed, getting that ground out to get the first out for the inning and just focus on the next batter is good mental focus.
So Burris getting set to deliver. 0-1 pitch coming. That
looked good from here.
Wow.
Well, we said it before. That umpire does not like inside pitches, and that one was inside, and anybody else is going to call that one a strike, except that guy. So 1-1 now is the count with 1 out. And that guy's opinion is the only one that matters at the end of the day.
That's exactly right.
Unfortunately, yep.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Hall at the plate, making her first appearance of the afternoon. Swings on this one, pops it up left side. It's going to get out of play.
Yep.
And so nothing but a long strike there. 1-2 now is the count. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Burris trying to find the second out of the inning here. Hall trying to find her way on base here as that pitch goes high. 2-2 now is the count. You got ICC in the all reds, trimmed in blue and white. Jones, and they're all black, trimmed in white. Don't see any maroon in that one. This one lifted. It's going back, and it's gone.
No.
Well, that was a no-doubter there. Second home run of the inning as she just got stretched out on that one, made solid contact, and will round the bases. 3-0 now. Jones with the lead. Guys, that was one that when it came off the bat, like y'all said,
Yeah, that one was much clearer at the beginning than the home run from Lindsay. You knew this one was out.
Yeah, and she didn't miss one by much earlier that went foul. Yeah. That one had plenty of distance.
Yep. Raphael Henry going out there to get the ball and probably going to bring it back, try to get a snow cone.
I'm glad to see him doing something.
That is a good point.
One of the many services he provides to Itawamba Community College, one of their unsung heroes.
So now this is, I believe, Kay Wallace coming to the plate. Although it says Cat on the roster that we've got printed out. So I'll wait for Kevin to confirm that.
Yeah, their website says Cat as well, so.
As one of the locals getting restless after they did not like that one called a ball. That one in there for a strike. Evens the count now at 1-1. Okay, so now he's saying Cat. He told me it was K earlier. So Cat Wallace shows bunt, lays it down, and it's going to be foul. So 1-2 now is the count. Indians trying to find the exit here. Jones, however, trying to continue to pour it on. They lead at 3-0. It was a 2-run home run off the bat of Lindsay and a solo home run off the bat of Hall. That's got us where we're at right now at 3-0.
Guess Raphael's just going to keep those balls right there, souvenirs.
He is.
I don't see anybody running out to retrieve them.
So waiting the 1-2 offering here from Burris. Change up. Tough not to call that one a strike there as Wallace kind of takes a deep breath as she still has a 2-2 count here. You can tell Burris wanted that one for a strike and didn't get it there.
So did Hayes.
2-2 pitch coming, and this one popped up. Should be a routine play out to center field. It is, and F8. As that was Patterson coming in to squeeze the second out. And we'll head to the top of the lineup now, and it's going to be Edwards coming to the plate, the center fielder who struck out swinging in her first appearance.
Love to get the third strikeout and third out of this inning.
Well, the infield coming in this situation as Edwards, very speedy, can slap and bunt. But also, if you bring him in too much, she can hit for a little bit of power as well. So it's one of those darned if you do, darned if you don't. Choose your own poison type situations here with Edwards.
Yeah, she shows amazing power for a leadoff batter with 16 home runs.
This one popped up. Ivy's going to drift over in foul territory and will make the play. Big inning there for the Bobcats. 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and no one left on. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
And welcome back now as we head to the bottom of the second inning, where it's going to be Madison Jenkins, Hannah Henry, and Josie Meggs due up here for the Indians. Guys, a big inning there for Jones, a pair of home runs. If you're ICC, we kind of talked about it during the break. You want to get at least one of these runs back here just to kind of keep within reach of the Bobcats.
Yeah, you don't want to let that momentum swing too far in the other direction. Keep everybody motivated, get some, and all it takes, a hit here, hit there. Everybody gets back into the game, and it's a whole nother ball game.
So Jenkins is going to lead us off here. Jenkins swings on the first pitch she sees, lines it foul for strike one. Jenkins, she's been swinging a pretty good bat over the last few ball games.
Indeed, she's a pitcher, so you don't see a lot of pitchers batting, but she's had a fantastic year so far, batting .462 with 7 RBI so far.
So 0-1 is the count. Boykin still in the circle here. That pitch high, gets away, but nobody on deck to do any damage. So 1-1 now is the count.
A little drafty with that door.
So 1 ball and 1 strike. Big healthy swing there by Jenkins. Good location from Boykins, just out of the reach of Jenkins. If she squares that one up, guys, it's going to travel for a while.
Yeah, Boykins is fantastic in locating her pitches. That one started in the middle and moved out.
As we said, Boykin, a reverse transfer from USM, had a stellar career at Jackson Prep. Almost 400 strikeouts, as there's one of them there against Jenkins. Great location again as Jenkins stretched for 1 out of the strike zone. A Renaissance Bank strikeout, first of the afternoon for Boykins. And now this is going to be Hannah Henry, the second baseman, coming up, batting in that 7th spot. So Henry stands in, takes that first pitch high for a ball. So 1-0 is the count with 1 out. Nobody on here, bottom of the 2nd inning. That pitch high. A couple of pitches now we've seen get away from the catcher, but if you want to let him get away, it's not a bad situation here, but it looks like now maybe Pope wants to come out and maybe not on the same page as Boykin right now. I want to kind of just revisit and go over things here in those situations.
Like you said earlier, she's been so dominant early in the count. To get out to a 2-ball lead there, that's very uncharacteristic of her.
So 2-0 is the count here. Hayes. Again, they're giving up a lot of room out there in right center as she swung through that one. 2-2 now is the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. That is the situation here. Or actually, they say no, 2-1 is the count.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That was the first one when she swung through that one.
And now it's 2-2 after that foul ball. So 2-2 is the situation here. 1 out, nobody on. 3-0 Jones with the lead here as we're in the bottom of the 2nd. And that one fouled off. I'm sorry, I seem distracted. I'm having like PTSD here. I hear somebody whistling, so
I hear that too.
That's unfortunately way too familiar with anybody that's watched a Vanderbilt baseball game.
I instantly flash back to the SEC tournaments I used to cover, and I'm just like, no, I'm going to go find this guy. That pitch fouled off. 2-2 now is the count. And this one swung,
foul ball,
and it's going to be foul. Yeah. Nearly had a chance to get that one. Did the third baseman just a little bit too far out of her reach.
We may want to check the rule book and see what opposing fans are allowed to do with artificial noisemakers.
There is no artificial noisemakers allowed.
If somebody's making that noise with their mouth, kudos to them.
That definitely has a metal tone to it.
That pitch just high. Hey, looked pretty good, but we've also said that a few times for Burris. Is tough not to call that one strike 3.
Yeah, as a pitcher, you want that one.
So waiting the 3-2 offering here from Boykin as Henry stands in and fouls this one off. This has been a long at bat here.
Probably the longest bat that Boykin has had to face a lot of pitches to this batter.
So 3-2 is the count. There is 1 out, nobody on here. Jenkins struck out to start the inning. First Renaissance Bank strikeout of the afternoon here. And there's ball 4. That one just missing low and outside, and some of the Jones fans didn't like that. But as we said, that umpire does not like that left side of the plate.
You can at least you can say he's been consistent there. Can't complain about that.
So now this is going to be Josie Meggs coming to the plate. She's playing third base, batting in that 8th spot. And so Meggs will dig in here with a runner on first in Hannah Henry.
We'll see what Coach Kirk dials up, see if he's going to be aggressive with the base running again this inning.
And Meggs takes a healthy chop at the first one, comes up empty for strike one. So 0-1 is the count to Josie Meggs. This pitch popped back and out of play, and 0-2 now is the count. So no balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out as that pitch fouled back over the top of us here in the ICC Alumni Affairs and Foundation broadcast booth. Visit iccms.edu/alumni to join the Alumni Association, and looks like we're going to have a conversation here, and Coach
It may
Robinson
be about that whistle.
coming out.
I would not be surprised.
Yeah,
We would remind spectators and players, no artificial noisemakers, air horns, or electronic amplifiers shall be permitted, and such instruments shall be confiscated. Thank you. That includes whistles. Thank you.
And I still hear it.
Still hear it. I just made them get louder. Now, if that's somebody that's whistling without anything, CJ, I'm like you. Kudos. And that was the case there as they kind of motioned towards the ICC dugout. As Meggs looks at that pitch outside for a ball. 1-2 now is the count.
I see Lee Adams down there just past the dugout taking pictures. We might want to check him to be safe.
It may be him.
I know the wind is blowing, so it could be whistling from one ear out the other when it created that empty space between those ears.
He won a whistling contest once as a child.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that was Sebring that won that.
No, that Sebring was sponsoring it.
That's right.
I believe it was the Maple Syrup Factory.
The Maple Syrup Factory, yes.
Yeah.
You're correct. I remember that now. So 1-2 now is the count. This one popped up. Center fielder is going to drift over. Should be routine, and it is for the putout, F8. So now, with 2 away and a runner at first, this is going to be Katie Boatner, the shortstop coming to the plate. So Boatner going to try to spark a 2-out rally here for the Indians.
It'll be a fantastic time to do it.
So the Indians need to spark a 2-out rally here. Is that first pitch high for a ball? You've got Hannah Henry. She is over at first base. She walked with 1 out in the inning. Boatner trying to extend it here with a 2-out hit. Looks at that pitch high for ball 2.
There's been a lot of pitches in this inning.
Really has. A lot of those were fouled off by Hannah Henry, and now we're going to have a visit to this circle here. And this is actually the assistant coach, Coach Harrington, making his way out to the circle.
Jones has somebody up and warming in the bullpen, but she's wearing a sweatshirt over her jersey, so I
looks like she's just loosening up.
Might be just a game 2 starter trying to just begin getting loose on a chilly afternoon. As I said, guys, whenever I got up this morning, checked the weather, it was a nice day. And
the sun has disappeared. Wind picked up, and it has gotten chilly.
I'll tell you what happened, and you guys could witness of this. Luckily, it's not on the broadcast. I decided to wear shorts to work today, and my legs haven't seen the sun in 300 days. And
I can text Raphael and see if he can get a shot of that.
No, let's don't. As that's the reason why the sun didn't come out. Throw down is not in time. If she stayed on the bag, yes, she did. And they're going to hold it on to her, and they're going to call time. So that's going to be a stolen base there by Hannah Henry, and that looked painful with that slide.
She came in like a missile to second base.
So stolen base there as the count now goes 3-0 here, or excuse me, 2-1 on Boatner. 2-1. Boatner swings on this one, fouls it back out of play. 2-2 now is the count. Again, Jones giving ICC that right center field mark a lot of space. If ICC can get something down out there in right center, it'll score a run.
Yeah, especially with her speed at second. Anything down may score her.
That pitch just missing low.
That's that same side of the.
Yep,
Yeah,
left side of the plate.
She being a left-handed batter is getting the unfair treatment that saying that the right-handed batters have faced.
So 3-2 now is the count.
Outside.
And she looks at that one, and that's going to be a walk. Second walk of the inning here, and now we go back to the top of the lineup in Mackenzie Patterson.
Number 1, Mackenzie Patterson.
But yeah, to go back to finish that point, the reason why the sun ain't out today, I'm wearing shorts and my legs are so white that someone's like, I ain't doing that to people. The reflection's going to hurt folks.
You tempted fate and you got the result.
I did. So it's on me. That's the reason why it's cold. So last time up for Patterson, she lined out to the third baseman, and it was a hard hit ball. But the third baseman was just in the right spot at the right time. That she was able to record Patterson for the out.
Yeah, and they're playing her with the same alignment in the outfield.
Yep.
That gap over second.
Patterson lifts this one. Left side deep. Is it gone? Yes, it is. Mackenzie Patterson ties the ball game with one swing of the bat and a clutch 2-out hit there for the Indians. Go back and look at that one. Patterson sprinted around the bases.
Yeah, she did fly.
As that is a 3-run home run for the Indians.
Flashing some power to the opposite field.
The ball is traveling out of the ballpark today, folks, as Patterson with a 3-run home run, and we're tied at 3. Wow. And so it was a pair of home runs in the top half of the inning that gave Jones the 3-0 lead, and now it's a home run in the bottom half of the inning that gives ICC 3 runs of their own. Big time hit there for the Indians, and now this is going to bring up Katie Rutledge. Rutledge reached on an infield single in her first at-bat. She was caught stealing to be retired. She was caught stealing 2-6. And so Rutledge takes that first pitch high and outside for a ball.
Yeah, going back to that home run, I think they needed Raphael to have something to do out there. So.
Yeah. As this pitch fouled straight back, 1-1 now is the count. I see somebody just went over there and got those home run balls from Raphael, so he's going to be a little upset.
He looks a little infuriated right now.
He does. And so Rutledge trying to keep this inning alive here. Jones trying to get out with minimum damage done after getting a 3-run home run to tie it up. This pitch popped up, and that should do it. Shortstop drifting over, goes back in shallow center and makes the play. The Indians get 3 runs on 1 hit, no error, and nobody left on base. Don't go anywhere, folks. This one already building up to be an instant classic. We're going to take a break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
So when are you going to give me back for the pizza?
Oh, personal foul. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Make a successful handoff when you transfer funds to friends and family with Zelle and the Renaissance mobile app. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Make the right call for 24/7 roadside assistance and sign up for Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking today.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs, and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion, or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton, or online davisfordsales.com.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
And welcome back. 3-3 is the score after a 3-run home run off the bat of Mackenzie Patterson. ICC and Jones getting together, and it's always a fun time when they do, and so far it's been that way so far. Guys, we've seen 3 home runs in this game, and rarely does the wind blow out of the ballpark, but you see the flag now. It's blowing out dead center here. Usually the wind blows into the press box here, so ball could carry a little bit more than we're used to seeing this afternoon, and, well, 3 home runs, that's already the case. That pitch, called a strike.
Okay.
Hadn't called that one a strike. So
confused me, yeah.
Yeah.
And with these 2 pitchers, you would not expect 3 home runs.
Yep.
This early in the game, but
yep. And this is going to be
environment can have an impact.
Cole, Pope, and Saunders due up here for Jones. As that pitch, that one a little bit too high. 1-1 now is the count. Remind everybody, this is a doubleheader, so we'll step away between games. Actually, I might just load up a volleyball match between games. Let you guys watch that if you want to. As this one ripped to the gap, and it's going to be down, and it should be for extra bases here, and it will be a double by Cole, and that's going to be her 2nd hit of the afternoon. Just put them where they ain't that time, guys.
Yeah, she just squared that ball up, hit it solid, no doubt, from the bat.
And so now this is going to be Pope at the plate. She grounded out to the shortstop in her first at bat. And so this is Pope at the plate. Cole is at second. And a healthy swing there. Fouls this one back for strike 1. 0-1 is the count. Well, guys, when the ball starts traveling, you're going to start seeing players start swinging a little bit heavier and trying to see if they can get in the home run derby. And
Had them stats a little bit.
Is that pitch high and outside for a ball?
And I don't blame them. Opportunities there, take it.
I'd be hurting my back right now if I had a chance to bat in this wind. Not taking anything away from the players hitting the home runs, obviously, but yeah.
Let's be honest with you, you're hurting your back no matter what.
I'm hurting my back getting out of the bed. 1-1 now is the count. That one in there for a strike. They're going to try to throw down and get her. Ooh, a lot closer than I thought Cole would have liked that one, as she got her foot back on the bag as the tag was just about to be applied. So it might be one of those Coach Robinson says, hey, let's make sure we get back a little quicker.
Yeah, Cole with those 7 stolen bases, including 1 back in the first. They're doing a good job of respecting her.
Swing and a miss for strike 3. Big time Renaissance Bank strikeout there, as you see a big time chop by Pope that time, coming up empty. And now this is going to be Saunders coming to the plate with 1 out. That's the 3rd Renaissance Bank strikeout of the afternoon here for Burris. So now with 1 out in the inning, that pitch just missing outside for a ball. Well, that time Cole was kind of trying to deke her for a throw. It's one of those that she's got enough speed that if she can get you to start throwing to second,
it's hard to recover.
Yeah, she can beat you to third. Be interesting to see if you start seeing them walk her back versus just throwing it back. Bunt's going to be laid down. Only 1 play, and it's to first. And then the ball gets away. And that's going to score a run. They're going to throw her at second. Oh, they say she's out.
She's out by 2 feet.
I thought she got her foot in there.
I don't think so.
I'm going to agree with it because the tag was late. And they're going to talk this one over. Well, it looked like she was thinking all she had to do was tag the bag, and then the tag was applied late there.
Yeah, and it was a high tag, too.
So that was a bunt laid down. The throw was in the dirt. We're going to call that E1 on the play, unless Kevin wants to overrule us there.
Yeah, it was an errant throw. But a nice recovery by.
Yeah, they're going to stick with the call at second. And, guys, I'm just going to say this because I'm just trying to be neutral here. I can't necessarily agree with that one. It looked like she was safe at second.
I'm with you. what I was saying, give some credit to Henry, second baseman, come over cover, even though that was a wide throw, a great recovery to get that out at second.
Yeah, so that's going to be 3-4 on the putout. They're going to appeal to see if she went. She did not.
4-6 on the putout.
Yeah, 4-6 on the putout. Thank you. I knew that didn't sound right. 4-6 on the putout.
That run did score.
And the run scored, so it's now 4-3. And so officially no error now with the out at
See
second.
if that one carries.
And the ball is off the wall. And it'll be
a
double.
dog.
Excited. Pet in the outfield.
What? Okay, it's got a blanket on it.
Well, I hate that I was making a correction on my stat sheet and couldn't get switched to the wide camera quick enough, but with the ball hit, it landed in front of a dog out there in left field, and the dog was going to try to get in the play until the blanket fell over its head and he couldn't see.
Dog got a little excited.
He did. He's like, ball, let's go. So a double by Knight. They say every time you come to the ballpark, you're going to see something you've never seen before, and there it is.
Yeah, I agree with you. I've never seen that.
So there is
good changeup.
A changeup for a strike. Cole officially is going to score on the error. So the putout is 4-6, or do you go 1-4-6 since the throw got away? Snap, throw down to second. It's not going to be close. Kevin communicating with me. And I don't give Kevin a whole lot of compliments, and I'm not going to give him one now either. So the count is 1-1 with 2 outs. Runner at second. Ooh, if that stays fair, but it's not. It is
that was
foul.
Actually,
I believe she hit
almost in play.
Yeah.
Hit the light pole out there.
Hit the light pole.
She hit the grounds crew cart. I'm not sure what the technical term is, but that's what she hit out there.
I call it the infield machine. I'm not sure what the scientific
it's
term is.
just to the left of the pole, but that's the sound you heard was her hitting the hitting that.
All right, and Kevin says now with the double, the run is earned. Mr. Statistician there, and I'll be honest with you, that's who I go to for all my stat questions. Kevin has done that, will continue to do that on a high level. As there's going to be a grounder, second baseman gets it, throw over in time for the putout, and the Indians get out of the inning with minimum damage done. 4-3 Bobcats with the lead. We're going to take a break. Hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this here on the ICC Sports Network.
If this just cost a little bit less.
Let's take a look at that with the Renaissance replay. Make the right call with over 400,000 shopping discounts right from the Renaissance Rewards Extra checking app.
Might be a little while before I get to the bank.
That's an incomplete pass. Let's give it a Renaissance replay. Renaissance Mobile Check Deposit. Make the right call and open an account with Renaissance today.
The outlook for overpriced pizza has never been better. Who's gonna stop us?
Sir, Little Caesars has the lowest price pizza delivered, guaranteed.
We're not Big Pizza, we're Little Caesars. Get $5 off your first delivery.
Pizza.
Parmesan, Asiago, and fresh mozzarella.
All this cheesing is rather pleasing.
Yep, tastes like $1 million.
Pepperoni cheeser. Only $7.
Pizza.
Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
You know what I remember when you were born?
Today tastes like a Sunday ritual. And it never tasted this good.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head now to the bottom of the third inning. It's going to be the 3-4-5 batters due up. Ivy Watts, Kara Hayes, and Connor Stevens. Watts singled, advanced to second, but was left stranded back in the first inning. 4-3, Jones with the lead now. Back and forth we've gone in this one so far. This one living up to all the anticipations as that pitch in the dirt for a ball. Adam Gore, Michael Upton, C.J. Adams bringing us action. Raphael Henry out in center field shooting some highlights. Lee Adams taking some photos today. He's also going to double up and take a few photos over at tennis as well. Watts pops this one up. First baseman going over. Second baseman calls her off and can't find it. Oh, never touched the ball.
Nope.
That's going to be a tough call there as the wind blew it back in. She never touched the ball.
I think that's got to be an error, though, does it not?
We'll see what
that ball should have been called as high as it was.
Either one of them should have been able to catch that.
Yeah.
Well, the second baseman came in and called her off late. And again, that wind, the first baseman was in foul territory.
Mm-hmm.
The ball was about 1.5 feet in fair territory when it landed. And hit is what Kevin says.
All right.
That's what I was kind of leaning forward since she didn't really ever touch the ball, as this pitch fouled back and out of play for strike one.
Gives a chance for Red Hot Kara Hayes to crank up her RBI total.
Kara, she also had a single.
Hard hit single.
Yeah, it was a hard hit single. One of those the third baseman, as we said, didn't have time to react to it. And Kara's going to show bunt. Didn't quite get it down that time, and they're going to say no, it's not a foul ball, so the runner will advance on the pass ball.
Oh.
So
I never heard contact.
I never heard contact. The home plate umpire never came up and called foul, so that was just a fortunate situation there for the Indians as the ball got away from the catcher, and Ivy looked like they were trying to maybe sneak her across with a bunt at the same time. Ivy heads to second on the pass ball. This one hit, but the shortstop is there. Basically took a half a step up and recorded the out.
Now batting for the Lady Indians, number 30, Connor Stevens.
So now with one out and a runner at second, this is going to be Connor Stevens. Connor grounded out to the shortstop to end the first, looking to redeem herself here. Tying run is at second. We're in the bottom of the third inning. Game one between ICC and Jones. This pitch fouled off. Strike one. Well, this game was scheduled for, what was it, last Wednesday, I believe?
It's been a minute.
Rain.
Last Saturday.
Last Saturday, yeah. Rain wiped that one out. Is that change up? Just missing high. Good looking pitch, but caught a ball. 1-1 now is the count. Yeah, because baseball went down to Jones last Saturday, and they played an instant classic. ICC and Jones split that doubleheader down there in Ellisville. Big healthy swing and a miss there. Couldn't catch up with the fastball. 1-2 now is the count here on Connor Stevens. She is a third-generation Indian. Both her sisters played soccer here. One of them currently playing soccer here. She's out of Amory. Change up. Lifted. If this one's going to travel, no, it's going to be short. But this should score the tying run. And Stevens is in on a double.
Great job by the Indians to answer the score. The run scored by Jones early in the inning to keep it tied.
That one, I'm telling you folks, the reason why we're thinking this, if you're a normal ICC viewer, you know the ball doesn't typically get out of the ballpark too well here, but the wind is blowing out of the ballpark, and ICC has tied this thing up here 4-4. We might be having a pitching change here, so let's take a quick break. We're going to hear from Sonic and come back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Natalie, when she was first driving, she literally swerved off the road a lot because she was looking at herself in the mirror.
Maybe I look at life differently.
You don't call it over space, it's outer space.
But it's underwear.
The top's right here, look.
You always say chocolate's so weird. It's like chocolate.
Wherever the conversation takes you, we're here. This is Howie Sonic.
Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
You know what I remember when you were born?
Today tastes like a Sunday ritual. And it never tasted this good.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as ICC and Jones tied at 4-4. And so that was a double that scored Watts off the bat of Stevens. And new pitcher in the game is going to be number 16, Sterling James. She is out of DeSoto Central High School. And she's welcomed with a single up the middle. Stevens going to round third, going to try to score, and she does. To throw to second, not in time. Well, that's going to be a single off the bat of Jenkins. She's going to advance on the throw to second. She does get an RBI, and that closes the book there on Boykin, as ICC has battled back now to take a 5-4 advantage. And that was a big-time clutch hit there. Slap hit, third baseman finds it. Throw over, not in time.
Yeah, a lot of speed on that.
Yeah, a lot of speed. My goodness.
We're trying to get everything squared away here as ICC is hit the fast forward button.
Yeah, I believe the defender had to check the runner at second, and plus the speed of Henry allowed her to be safe.
So 3 straight hits by the Indians, a RBI single by Jenkins, and then a single by Hannah Henry.
Only one out in the inning, so they've still got some time to put some more runs up.
Keep that carousel turning.
Kevin giving us an interesting stat on his pitcher from Jones. We'll talk about after this one, as this pitch is fouled back. Boykin has only allowed just 7 extra base hits in 40 1/3 innings of pitch this year. ICC, well, they've hit the ball a little bit today off of them. So the Indians are dialed in at the plate. They lead it 5-4 here in the bottom of the third. Shows bunt, lays it down. Nice bunt to the right side. Throw over a little high, but dug nicely. Snap throw over to third is not in time. So that's going to be a sacrifice bunt to advance the runners there.
Now batting number 5, Katie Boatner.
1-3 on the putout. That sacrifice bunt being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union. Follow them on Twitter at ICCBSU. And so now this is going to be Katie Boatner coming to the plate. Runners on second and third. Boy, a hit to right center here would be huge for the Indians.
Oh, yeah, he called that corner.
So he called the outside corner a strike now. Sterling James in the circle. Boatner at the plate. Boatner swings on this one, fouls it back, and out of play. 0-2 now is the count.
Had some velocity on that pitch.
Yeah, that had a little zip there as well. So 0-2 now is the count. Boatner trying to extend the inning here with a 2-out hit. Runners on second and third. Boy, something down to the outfield would be big. Fouls this one off, and we'll stay at 0-2.
A couple of fans in the opposing bullpen that got lucky when that careened off the dugout that they didn't get hit there.
So no balls and 2 strikes and 2 outs is the situation. ICC's rally.
There is nobody in right field.
Not at all. That's
They've
definitely
pulled
a shift.
all the way to left.
I'm just now seeing that, but yeah, I don't know if you can tell it, but if you're watching right now, if you look behind that pole, that is number 7, Hall, who has shifted from right field to basically shallow left. As that pitch goes high for a ball. Yeah, if anything,
that's
how about
dangerous.
this? If anything to right field
at all,
this could be big time trouble for Jones here. But you talk about the scouting reports and how much these coaches just read and learn about each team. Well, apparently the stats say Boatner hits to the left side. Even the center fielder is playing to the left side.
Well,
and
so far they've been right.
So far they've been right. 2-2 now is the count here on Boatner. I will honestly, I can't say that's the first time I've seen that, because back when Coach Andy Kirk coached softball at West Union, he won a state championship in slow pitch softball doing the same thing. He would load them up on one side and just take care of business, and Boatner goes down swinging. Good pitch there, change up that fell off the table and got him out of the inning. So the first strikeout of the game for James. The Indians score 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. We'll take a timeout. Be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Hey Indian fans, I'm Ricky Murphy, real estate agent, Tommy Morgan Realtors, and I'm also a proud alumni of the All-American Marching Band. Itawamba Community College was my home for 2 years, and where you decide to make your home will be one of the most important decisions of your life. Whether you're looking to create a plan to buy your first home, or if you're ready today to make a move into your forever home, give me a call or send me a message so we can discuss your next move. And from my family, Roll Tide!
When I came back to school this year, I brought my bank with me, and the student checking account at First American National Bank was perfect for me. No monthly fees and no minimum balance, and I can manage my money right from the app. I can do all my banking with text messaging if I want, and I can deposit a check just by taking a photo. It's that easy at FAMB.
I took my bank to college with me.
I took my bank to college with me.
My bank followed me to college.
I took my bank to college with me.
I took my bank to college with me.
It's that easy at First American National Bank.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head now to the top of the 4th inning. 5-4 ICC with the lead here in game 1 against Jones. Jones, number 2 team in the country. ICC, the number 12 team in the country. 2 of the top teams in the state, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it, the best region in the country when you factor in how dominant LSU Eunice has been over the years, how dominant Jones has been over the years, Gulf Coast, ICC, other teams that their program is coming up and coming along. So, yeah, the MACCCC, another couple of C's, is only going to get tougher as we progress here through softball. And it's great to see the sport grow the way it has.
Indeed, if you count LSU Eunice as part of that group, there are 5 of the top 12 come from this division.
That's tough. So Burris in the circle, going to be welcomed by Knight here in the top of the 4th inning. Is that pitch missing for a ball? Knight, Hall, and Wallace due up here for the Bobcats. We do want to say a special hello to those watching in favor of the Bobcats this afternoon. We appreciate you guys tuning in. And as always, a hello to the ICC family watching here on the ICC Sports Network. That pitch missing low for ball 2. Some of the former players' parents making their trip out. So Charlie Piper here making that trip, I believe, from Oxford, Alabama. So it's not a short drive, but coming out to enjoy some softball as that pitch outside corner for a strike. 2-1 now is the count. So 2 balls, 1 strike, and no outs as Knight is leading us off here. That one missing high for a ball. 3-1 now goes the count. Well, I heard, I guess, a fan kind of shout after that pitch hit the glove, and I was like, if he just called that a strike, wow.
Yeah, I heard that as well.
And there's ball 4 and a leadoff walk by Knight. Ball gets away. Knight not going to press the issue as she heads down to first.
Hall.
So this is going to bring up Hall to the plate, and Last time she was at the plate, well, she sent one for a ride, as we are going to have a runner coming in this situation. That appears to be number 5. I best can tell.
Yes, it is.
Yes. So runner coming in place of Knight is going to be number 5, Madison Jones. Madison Jones now running over at first base.
Jones from South Jones.
Okay, I believe that's Raphael's part of the world.
Sure is.
Can't remember if Raphael is from West Jones or if he's from South Jones or Northeast Jones.
He's just an all-around Jones man.
He is. And so this is going to be Hall coming to the plate. As we said, last time she was at the plate, well, she sent one for a ride, as it was a solo home run back in the second, a 3-run second. Jones put 3 on the board in the second. So did ICC. 5-4 is your score right now. Snap throw down to first. And Ivy Watts did a good job of just diving in front of that one to keep it from getting away. That pitch goes for a ball. Wind is continuing to blow out more towards center. And a nice job taking some off.
Up.
Yeah, change up there. Took some off of that one. And 1-1 now goes the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs, and a runner over at first. Alex Brown checking in, says she's watching. Former 2-time, maybe 3-time All-American here at ICC. Throw over to first is not there. As they apply the tag, time is taken. Alex, if she's watching with her dad, has got her hand full trying to make sure Greg's behaving this afternoon. 2-1 is the count here on Hall. So waiting the 2-1 offering here to Hall. This one lifted. Left side. Is it going to have enough room? No. Warning track only. And a long range that time for Patterson, the center fielder, to go over and make that out.
Now batting for Jones is number 12, Wallace.
Patterson shading a little bit to the left side. And now this is going to be Wallace coming to the plate.
Unfortunately, it looks like our canine friend and his family are packing up, and may have got too cold out there for
Well,
him.
I think Mom said, you can't behave in public. We got to take you out of here.
And unfortunately, that ball would have been right at him again. He just missed another opportunity.
Runner goes. Throw is in time. And they're going to appeal this one, and
they're not going to win it.
I can understand the
one earlier I got, but yeah, this one wasn't.
Let's go back and look at it again here.
Yeah, Burris called that before the umpire.
Look at it one more time here. Throw is there. The tag was there, and I'm going to say she tagged her low, but I think she started her slide a little early that time.
Yeah, he's letting him know that's 2.
He's unhappy.
Yeah. So 2-6 as she was caught stealing, and they're going to take it to home right now just to double check.
I don't know if he had much better
call,
view.
Yeah.
I would say I don't know if you can. That's tough for a home plate umpire, or maybe he's giving him a warning. I don't know. The umpire's going to his book here. Well, I didn't see anything.
Unless he's saying filing a formal protest, and they have to write that down.
Yeah, that might be what it is.
Because his behavior wasn't egregious enough, I think, to get a warning. So that's my other guess would be filing a formal.
And if it stands, which it does, that's only the second time that Madison Jones, has been caught stealing this season. She's now 35 of 37, according to Kevin Maloney. I've said his name way too much today.
Is he paying you a certain amount for a set number of mentions?
He should.
I think there should be $1 per mention to the Indian Club for our softball team.
I like that. Of course, now to prove how smart Kevin is, he married a former ICC softball player. So it shows the man's got some sense about him. Not a lot, but some.
Did not realize that.
Yep, he married Catherine Carter.
That's our club we share.
That's true. You also married a former ICC athlete. She played soccer and softball, or just softball?
Yeah, she played soccer, actually on the first soccer team here at ICC. Okay. And then came over and played softball as well.
Stand corrected, that was only the second time this season that Jones has been caught stealing as a team. As this pitch is fouled off, 0-2 now is the count. Which makes sense now that I think about it. She's got 35 steals through 11 games.
She's moving.
Yeah. If she does, you just go ahead and be like, you know what, just go to third. It's okay. We're not going to throw you out. So 0-2 now is the count. That pitch missing outside. Now we'll have to say, I know I'm not supposed to play favorites, but Kat has always been one of my favorites. We'll forever share a scary moment with Kat when she took a softball off the back of the head. Probably just, yeah. Not one of her favorite memories is this ball lifted left side, but just got underneath it. And that will do it.
Unconventional 1-2-3 inning.
Yes, that's a good point. So no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. And when we come back for ICC, it'll be the 1-2-3 batters due up: Patterson, Rutledge, and Watts. We'll take a break and be back with more right here on the ICC Sports Network.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
The outlook for overpriced pizza has never been better. Who's gonna stop us?
Sir, Little Caesars has the lowest price pizza delivered, guaranteed.
We're not Big Pizza, we're Little Caesars. Get $5 off your first delivery.
Pizza.
Parmesan, Asiago, and fresh mozzarella.
All this cheesing is rather pleasing. Yep, tastes like $1 million.
Pepperoni cheeser. Only $7.
Pizza.
Hey Indian fans, I'm Ricky Murphy, real estate agent, Tommy Morgan Realtors, and I'm also a proud alumni of the All-American Marching Band. Itawamba Community College was my home for 2 years, and where you decide to make your home will be one of the most important decisions of your life. Whether you're looking to create a plan to buy your first home, or if you're ready today to make a move into your forever home, give me a call or send me a message so we can discuss your next move. And from my family, Roll Tribe!
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head now to the bottom of the fourth inning. As that pitch finds the corner for a strike. Olivia Burns checking in, watching today's contest. A pitcher that's showing out there at Delta State. As this pitch fouled right back to your living room. 0-2 now is the count on Patterson. Patterson, 1 for 2 today. And that one was a big one. It was a 3-run home run in her previous at-bat that tied the contest at 3-3. In her first at-bat, she hit it hard, but it was directly to the third baseman. Change-up, not a bad spot to miss low and outside that time. 1-2 goes the count.
Yeah, I'm not sure anybody else on the ICC team is hitting it harder today.
Maybe Kara Hayes. That single she had, it was a hard hit. Patterson fouls this one back and out of play. And we'll stay at 1-2. Remind you, this is scheduled for 2 this afternoon. We got a little bit of a late start. It was a 3:20 First American National Bank opening pitch. Had to wait on one of the umpires to get here. Patterson, grounder, should be routine. Second baseman boots it, though, and that's going to be an error. Well, what looked to be just a simple ground out there now turned into an error as Patterson reaches. Well, the ball just took a hop, hit in her glove, and ran up her arm that time. Just an unfortunate hop there for the Bobcats. And the Indians have the leadoff runner on here, and now this is going to be Katie Rutledge. Rutledge will dig in here. ICC looking for some insurance runs. Lays the bunt down. Only
nobody
one play
there.
and nobody's there.
Nobody.
The ball's thrown away.
And they'll keep running. They'll make turns.
Patterson's going to head home, and ICC gets the run. Now they're going to throw to third.
Oh,
she misses the
safe.
tag.
Tag missed.
Did she get her on the second?
No, I believe she got in there.
And Coach Robinson's going to come and argue this one.
I believe he's a little more heated on this one.
And it's going to be a close call. Keep an eye in the corner of the screen up there. She did slide through the base, came off the base. I don't think it's going to be close enough to tell. And it's really not going to be close enough to tell.
And he's been tossed.
He's gone.
And Robinson is been ejected here, and he's going to get his money's worth. Well, there was nobody at first base when the throw was over at first. I'll be honest, I've never seen that before, so I don't know if you ruled that an error.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't call it a throwing error because there was nobody there to throw it to.
And then because the throw did go home, I mean, how much does she get credit for on circling rounds? I don't know.
I believe it should be at least a single. The throw did come
At
home.
least a double and then advance to a third, maybe.
Yeah.
Because with no one there, she had two.
She rounded first, never stopped, so she went to second.
She advanced to third after the throw went home.
So who are you going to give that error to?
All right, so
that's the question.
All right, so this is what Kevin says. E1 on the sack bunt. And to third is where they go with it. And well, this place, energy is.
It is. It's popping
through the
right
roof.
now.
You saw Jones players getting fired up, trying to get their dugout fired up. ICC's dugout is fired up right now. The chop is going. The tension is high as Coach Robertson has been ejected from the contest. And now that's the only thing I don't like in that situation. You've got two of the top teams in the country. He's come out and argued a few times. Now, unless he said something they shouldn't have said, which I know Chris, and granted he's a USC fan, and I won't hold it against him in this situation. I know Chris well enough to know that he's not that type of guy. Does he get fired up? Yes. And it's one of those, at the end of the day, take it because you were 20 minutes late anyway, and then just play ball.
Going back to that previous RU on the throw at second, there must have been something said that got him the warning. Now that we weren't sure what happened before, to be tossed before he even got animated that time. He got animated after he was tossed, so there had to have been a previous warning.
Yeah, and going back to that play, she clearly got around her on the slide into third. I didn't have a good enough angle on the tag coming back in.
Yeah, her hand got off the base.
Even when she slid through, the third baseman had pulled back and had to try again to tag her. So.
And I'm going to say this, as there's going to be a ground ball, shortstop should throw home now, and runner's going to get back to third without an issue. And Ivy
good base running.
Heads to second. And everything going the way of the Indians right now.
It was a smart play for the defense.
Yeah, that's what you do. You want to make sure you cut down that run and don't let them score that run. She was able to get back, and Ivy wisely heads to second.
Yeah, and as ICC, this is who you want to see coming to the plate in the red-hot Kara Hayes.
And Hayes, 1 for 2 on the afternoon.
Okay. I'm surprised at that one.
That seemed to be where the others were being called earlier today.
That one called a ball. Looked pretty good.
He has been a little slow calling a few, but kept waiting on that one. Never came.
Fielder's choice for Watts. And there's a strike. Six to 4 is your score. Here's the thing that I have lost track of. There's still no outs in the inning.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
1-1 is the count. Hayes rips one, but it goes foul.
2 errors and a fielder's choice and no outs.
Well, the Indians can make this a real big inning here. They lead at 6 to 4.
That wind died down a little, but still We've seen everything else flying out today.
So Hayes digs in, lifts this one up right side. Should be deep enough to possibly score the run.
They're going to send her.
They're going to send her. The throw from right field is not going to be in time. It's up the line. Ivy goes to third, and she's safe. So sacrifice fly to right, drives in the run. Rutledge, who reached on an error, a 3-base error. Watts goes to third, and ICC takes a 7-4 lead here. And Carrie Miney checking in, saying, what a game. Carrie, you're right. I did not anticipate. I mean, I anticipated a good game.
This is a playoff level atmosphere this early in the season.
Yeah, this is what you want to see between two of the top teams in the country. That pitch across for a strike, and Connor Stevens shakes her head in agreeing, saying yes. 3 runs in the top of the second for Jones, 3 in the bottom of the second for ICC, 1 in the top of the third for Jones, 2 for the Indians in the bottom of the third, and ICC so far has played at 2 here in the bottom of the fourth. Tried to lay down the squeeze play there, and Stevens upset with herself as she couldn't get that one down. Ivy would have scored. She got a good jump on that one that time. But now Stevens got to protect the plate here. Oh, 2 now is the count. And this one fouled off, and it fouled off herself?
I believe so.
And Stevens shaking her head, saying she's all right. Well, Connor's dad's Andy Stevens, a legend in high school football out at Amory, and she gets a lot of that toughness for him and her sisters, as we talked about a third-generation Indian here for Stevens. Swing and a miss and a big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout there for James.
Well-placed pitch on that outside corner, just out of reach of her bat.
That's the second Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game here for Sterling James. So now this is going to bring up Madison Jenkins, who is 1 for 2 on the afternoon with an RBI single in her previous at-bat. Indians would love to extend this inning here if they could find a base hit with a runner on third. Jenkins lifts one, drives it, but I don't think it's going to be deep enough. Nope, it's not. As the center fielder comes over and makes the play. What a crazy inning. And it ends with ICC scoring 2 runs on no hits, 2 errors, and 1 left on base. Don't go anywhere, folks. This one far from over in Fulton. It's only game 1. ICC 7, Jones 4. Back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Gee willikers, this Coca-Cola Zero Sugar tastes mighty delicious.
Come on, buddy. It has 0 sugar.
But it tastes great.
Let's take the breakables away. If you keep lying like this, you'll be a puppet forever.
But it's the honest truth.
You'll never be a real boy.
It's no lie.
You're right. It's delicious.
Told you. I never lie.
Ooh, fumble. Let's give her a Renaissance replay. Make the right call with Renaissance and get cell phone protection with Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking. Sign up today.
$5 for my own money?
That's a bad call. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Sign up for Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking with ATM refunds today.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. New pitcher here for the Indians as number 14, Emily Robinson, is into the contest. Emily, a freshman out of Springville, Alabama. Springville High School is where she played ball. And so new pitcher in here. Be the third time that the Bobcats have been through the lineup, so Coach Kirk want to see if he can bring in somebody new here and maybe shut them down over these next couple of innings. Boy, if you are just now joining us, where the heck have you been? This has been just an instant classic already here in Fulton, and my, oh my. We said at the beginning, guys, when ICC and Jones gets together in softball, it has just been amazing games, and that is the case here so far in Game 1. That pitch finds the corner for a strike. 1-1 now is the count.
Yeah, if this don't get you excited, your wood's wet.
Yeah, 100%. So 1-1 now is the count. This is the top of the lineup. 1, 2, 3 batters due up here. Edwards at the plate.
Foul ball.
Turns on that one, but pulls it foul. 1-2 now is the count. Top of the 5th inning.
Yeah, they sure did.
1-2 now is the count.
The Jones bus has moved to left center field.
Hey, that's part of the
it's
game.
Perfectly legal.
Part of the game. So 1-2 now is the count. If you're wondering what that was a reference to, if you're just now joining us, as that pitch is ripped but foul. Coach Robinson asked to leave the ball game in the previous inning, and I'm going to say this: he's had some legit arguments on some calls, and like I said, I don't hold it against Chris being a USC fan, but you know I know Chris well enough to know that I just don't like the fact that he got thrown out, especially as there's a swing and a miss for strike 3.
Yeah, in a game that.
In a game of this magnitude,
this early, that means that much. Yeah.
Yeah.
The third baseman, number 1, Cole.
So that's a Renaissance Bank strikeout there with 1 out now, and this is going to be Cole coming to the plate, and she's been red hot. She's got a single, a double, stole a base, and has scored a run. But, yeah, to go back to that, I don't know what was said, but I know Chris well enough to know how he handles himself, and he's not going to say anything that would pull that trigger to get him thrown out of here. So,
and you never know how the season's going to play out.
Yeah.
This could end up being a deciding factor further down the road.
So that first pitch high for a ball here on Cole. Change up ripped, and that's going to be a base hit. Cole continues to stay hot. She is 3 for 3. Today. And now you hear the Bobcats dugout getting fired up.
Now batting, the number 3 hitter, number 29, Pope.
And now
Pope.
This is going to be Pope coming to the plate. Lauren Pope out of Pearl High School. Runner at first with 1 out. New pitcher is Emily Robinson in here this inning for the Indians. Fastball across for a strike. Well, here's the thing. As intense, as crazy, as great atmosphere as this game's been, guys, we got another one after this.
I know. It's going to make for a great night for our fans that are watching.
So 0-1 is the count here to Pope. That pitch missing outside. Snap throw down to first. Yeah. Not in time. And
I think that was a called pitch out.
I believe so.
Yeah, that was a called pitch out there. And time is taken as when she turned around to apply the tag, may have threw some dirt up in her eye. And that appears to be the case.
Never feels good.
Or maybe she's got a contact. Yep, it's just going to be a contact issue there.
Anybody got any saline solution on them?
And, yeah, it looks like the coach may have a contact over there. And, she just dropped it.
Oh, no.
That will not be going back in the eye. I would not advise it.
It's like one of the trainers heading out there. We'll step away. Let's hear from Renaissance Bank and be back with more right after this.
Ooh, fumble. Let's give her a Renaissance replay. Make the right call with Renaissance and get cell phone protection with Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking. Sign up today.
$5 for my own money?
That's a bad call. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Sign up for Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking with ATM refunds today.
Natalie, when she was first driving, she literally swerved off the road a lot because she was looking at herself in the mirror.
Maybe I look at life differently.
You don't call it over space, it's outer space.
But it's underwear.
The top's right here, look.
You always say chocolate's so weird. It's like chocolate, chocolate, chocolate.
Wherever the conversation takes you, we're here. This is Howie Sonic.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we got everything squared away with the contact across the way. As that pitch in there for a strike, 1-2 now is the count. This is Pope at the plate. This one lifted left side, but not deep enough. The ball not flying like it was earlier, guys.
Yeah, it's just dropped. The wind is still up a little bit, but I think she got too far underneath that one.
So that's going to be a fly out to left field, and now this is going to bring up Saunders to the plate. Saunders was eventually retired 1-4-6 in her previous at-bat, struck out to end the first.
One of the many interesting plays we've seen today.
And this game has had everything. Good luck game 2. And thought about the snap throw down, and
I still want to try to keep Cole as close as possible.
Cole was like, you going to throw it? I'm going to run it. Make a decision. Matter of fact, we're going to go to the live camera just in case they do this, or the wide camera just in case they do decide to snap it down. That first pitch goes for a ball. Cole goes. The throw down is not in time, gets away, and now she's going to head to third. Stevens is just going to throw it in there, and that's what was the problem that Cole gives you, her speed. If you make that type of mistake and the player covering behind the throw couldn't get to it, and she's quicker than Walt Flanagan's dog and was able to head over to third, and now she moves in scoring position.
And you hate that because with 2 outs, you really want to focus on the batter and not have to worry about that runner.
So 2-0 now is the count here on Saunders. That pitch goes high for a ball. There is 2 outs in the inning. 3-0 now is the count. So a stolen base and an error on that steal that allowed her to advance to third. 3-1 now is the count here to Saunders. This one down the right side, but it's going to go foul, and now 3-2 goes the count. Good idea going with the pitch, just couldn't quite square it up enough to get that one to stay fair.
Robinson started with a strikeout. Love to see her end with one here.
Grounder, third baseman, boots it. And that's going to score a run. Another error there this inning for the Indians. And so 2 errors in the previous inning by the Bobcats. And 2 errors now in this inning here by the Indians. 7-5 now is the score.
Yeah, a chance to get out of the inning with a ground ball, and unfortunately allows that run to score.
So now the tying run at the plate. That pitch outside corner, but enough to get the strike call. 0-1 is the count. This is Macy Knight. She's been hot today. She's got a single and a double, 2 for 2 on the afternoon. Change up there for a strike as well. Good job by Robinson just to come back and find the zone here and quickly getting ahead in the count. 0-2. Robinson's got 1 Renaissance Bank strikeout on the day. Be good to have another one here if she can find it. 0-2 pitch coming. That one outside, runner goes. Throw is not near, but a good job there by the shortstop to come up and keep the ball in play. If that one gets to the outfield, we'll have the runner at third. So Jones being aggressive on the bases. And now 1-2 is the count. As we said, Knight 2 for 2 with a double. Swing and a miss there for strike 3. Big time Renaissance Bank strikeout by Robinson. Her second Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day. And the Indians get out of the jam with minimum damage done. 1 run, 1 hit, 2 errors, and 1 left on base. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Ooh, fumble. Let's give her a Renaissance replay. Make the right call with Renaissance and get cell phone protection with Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking. Sign up today.
$5 for my own money?
That's a bad call. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Sign up for Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking with ATM refunds today.
Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
You know what I remember when you were born?
Today tastes like a Sunday ritual. And it never tasted this good.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
And welcome back as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Hannah Henry will start things off with a foul ball. Hannah is 1 for 1 on the day with a walk, a stolen base, and a run scored. And this was going to be a foul ball as well. Hannah has had a lot of seen a lot of pitches today, I guess you can say. She is dug deep in the pitch count.
Yeah, that one at bat versus Boykin in this earlier in the game went pretty long.
Henry, Meggs, and Boatner, 7, 8, 9 batters due up here, and a beautiful pitch there. Clips the outside corner for strike 3.
Josie Meggs.
Third Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day for James. And Josie Meggs now coming to the plate.
I sell on the slow down. No, you can't catch me. I'm on too fast on the gas. Don't chase me. Slow down. Slow down.
And so Meggs. Time was called by the umpire that time, and James delivered the pitch, and she looked at the umpire and said, "Hey, that's my bad. I wasn't paying attention." So no damage done there. So, because I think she realized that as soon as she went through her windup and wisely just basically rolled the ball up there, skipped the ball up there.
Yeah, no issues.
So Meggs at the plate, looks at that pitch at the knees for a strike. She had a sacrifice bunt and has flown out to center field. Wind has calmed down. It's calmed down over the last couple of innings, actually, versus the way it was earlier on in the contest. We're in the top of the 5th. Meggs dribbles one to the shortstop, gets it, zips it over for the out. 6-3 for those of you scoring at home for out number 2. And now this will be Katie Boatner. Boatner 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. She has scored a run.
Here comes that shift again that we saw earlier.
Yep,
Sure
they're
is.
running the right fielder all the way up to left field.
Infield looks to be in a little as well.
The infield coming in. If she can blister something in the gap between first and second, she can run for days. But instead, the scouting report stands true. Everything that she's fouled off and it's hit has gone to the left side of the field.
Something we might need to work on in practice next week.
And you even see the center fielder out there, which the center fielder is shaded to the left side of second base all day today. But they have pulled the right fielder all the way into left field. As that pitch across for a strike.
Okay.
0-2 now is the count. There's a shot down the left side. Coach Kirk jumping out of the way, and we'll stay at 0-2. Well, guys, the scouting report is true.
Yeah, and even with that many defenders over there, that ball was real close to being down the line.
It was. I don't know if I moved the right fielder a little bit more down the line as well.
Yeah, play the line itself.
So do you still call her a right fielder right now, even though she's in left field? She is designated as a right fielder. Do you have
rover?
Left, yeah, I'm saying basically a rover, but left field A, left field B right now. As that pitch missing high and outside. Not a bad spot to miss. 1-2 is the count.
It's a nice report. We now have 3 of our canine friends in the outfield today.
They are.
After our other excitement earlier.
1-2 pitch coming and fouls this one off to the left side. We'll stay at 1-2. Well, again, for those that are looking, you can see kind of the pole with the netting right there. You'll see a young lady standing in shallow left field, and she's kind of blocking the other one, but directly behind her is the original left fielder out there. So they're playing Boatner, and they're swinging strike 3. We will head to the top of the 6th, 7-5 ICC with the lead. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com. Davis Ford.
Natalie, when she was first driving, she literally swerved off the road a lot because she was looking at herself in the mirror.
Maybe I look at life differently.
You don't call it over space, it's outer space.
But it's underwear.
The tab's right here, look.
You always say chocolate's so weird. It's like chocolate.
Wherever the conversation takes you, we're here. This is Howie Sonic.
Here, you can be your best. The best train here. Learn here. Succeed here. Perform here. Win here. Thrive here. Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just now joining us, this has been a weird, wild, crazy game 1 between ICC and Jones. Jones, the number 2 team in the country. ICC, the number 12, coming into this contest, and the Indians lead at 7-5. We're in the top of the 6th inning, and this is Lauren Lindsay leading us off. She had a 2-run home run in her first at bat, grounded out 4-3 to end the 3rd in her previous at bat. Lindsay, Cat Knight, and Hall due up here. And she fouls this one off. 0-2 now is the count.
Good to see Robinson get ahead of this batter early in the inning.
This is Emily Robinson in. Both teams going to the bullpen in this contest. 0-2 is the count. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Big time Renaissance Bank strikeout there to start the inning.
Now batting for Jones, number 2.
3rd Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game there for Robinson. And now this is going to be Knight coming to the plate. She's 0 for 1, grounded out to the shortstop in her first at bat, walked. She was replaced on the bases by Madison Jones, who was erased trying to steal. And that was back in the 4th inning for an unconventional 3-up, 3-down inning there. First pitch missing low for a ball. So 1-0 is the count. That pitch across for a strike. C.J. Adams coming in clutch with a Dasani water. Dasani, a proud Coke product, which Coke is a proud sponsor of ICC Athletics.
Thanks, student activities. We'll
change up in for a strike.
They trust us enough to pay after the game.
Jake, 1-2 now is the count. What we'll do is next time he says, hey, can you do a graphic for us?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
you remember that, that bottle of water?
That pitch missing outside for a ball. Not a bad spot to miss. Couldn't get Knight to go fishing on for that one. 2-2 now is the count with 1 out. I don't even want a game 2. This game has just been so much fun as there's a foul ball. 2-2 stays the count.
Yeah, it'll be hard to top this game.
That's what I'm saying. One, it's going to be hard to top it, but 2, I don't know if I can handle another game if it's like this. This has just been wild.
I'll check downstairs, see if we've got an AED machine to keep you safe.
I hope so. 2-2 is the count with 1 out. Knight at the plate. Pitch coming. Check swing, ground ball. Going to throw it to first and step on the bag in time, 4-3. Well, that was in a tough spot that time as Watts came off first base to cover for it. It wasn't a fast-rolling ball, but a good job that time by Hannah Henry to call her off, get it, and allow Ivy to have enough time to get turned around before throwing the ball so she can find it, then step on the bag. 2 outs now is the situation, and here comes Hall. Hall 1 for 2 on the day, and she's got a home run. Listen, that first pitch across for a strike. Robinson, guys, I wouldn't call her a jump pitcher, but she does a good job of varying her speeds. And she can bring some heat with it and then come at the very exact same pitch and take a good 7 to 10 miles per hour off of it. That pitch high for a ball is tried to sneak the bunt in that time. So, again, just that speed difference is what makes Robinson so effective as a pitcher.
And she's done it all year long. She's been in 7 games, not allowed any earned runs coming in today, and just really worked well in relief for the Indians.
So the 1-1 pitch coming. Foul back. That'll be strike 2.
She does a really good job on her release point being the same every single pitch, too. And that, I know as a hitter, that just drives you crazy because you've got to rely on your instincts.
Yeah.
You have no little cheat there ahead of time.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. We're in the top of the 6th inning. ICC with a 7-5 lead. Fastball just a little bit too high there. That was a good eye. That's going to be a tough one to hold off of. And good eye on the part of Hall to even up the count now at 2-2. So the 2-2 offering coming. Changed up, swing and a miss for strike 3. Ball gets away though. Going to have to throw down, and she does. Great stretch over there by Ivy to get that one and get the out. 3 up, 3 down. Go the Bobcats there in the top of the 6th inning. ICC will be back with the top of the lineup, trying to pick up some insurance runs here in the bottom of the 6th. 7-5 is your score. Game 1 between ICC and Jones. Don't you dare go anywhere, folks. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this.
Hey Indian fans, I'm Ricky Murphy, real estate agent, Tommy Morgan Realtors, and I'm also a proud alumni of the All-American Marching Band. Itawamba Community College was my home for 2 years, and where you decide to make your home will be one of the most important decisions of your life. Whether you're looking to create a plan to buy your first home, or if you're ready today to make a move into your forever home, give me a call or send me a message so we can discuss your next move. And from my family, Roll Tribe!
When I came back to school this year, I brought my bank with me, and the student checking account at First American National Bank was perfect for me. No monthly fees and no minimum balance, and I can manage my money right from the app. I can do all my banking with text messaging if I want, and I can deposit a check just by taking a photo. It's that easy at FAMB.
I took my bank to college with me.
I took my bank to college with me.
My bank followed me to college.
I took my bank to college with me.
I took my bank to college with me.
It's that easy at First American National Bank.
Number 1, Mackenzie
And welcome back now
Patterson.
as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. ICC trying to find some insurance runs here as they lead at 7-5 over Jones. Of course, when we talk about those insurance runs, we got to talk about your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, a proud sponsor of ICC Athletics, also a former ICC All-American and Hall of Famer. And that ball looking like Kevin Maloney's sand wedge. It hits and backs up about 10 yards after she popped up that bunt attempt. Good call by the catcher that time. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but she recognized the spin on the ball that time, cleared everybody out, said this thing's going foul, don't touch it.
Yeah, they were racing in an attempt to catch the pop, and she recognized exactly like you said she did.
So 0-1 is the count here as that pitch drifts high. This is Sterling James in the circle here for the Bobcats. Patterson, Rutledge, and Watts all due up here for the Indians in the bottom of the 6th. And that one fouled off. 1-2 now is the count. Good location, high pitch, in on the hands that time, and Patterson just couldn't hang off of it. She reached on an error in her previous at-bat. She did have a 3-run home run back in the 2nd and lined out on a hard-hit line drive to the third baseman in her first at-bat of the afternoon. Swings on this one, and it's going to be down for a base hit. Good at-bat that time by Patterson.
That's right where we expected her first at-bat of the day to go, except the third baseman reacted so quickly.
So now this is going to bring up Katie Rutledge to the plate. And it looks like they're making some defensive changes. Not changes, but shifts here as Rutledge will come in. She reached on an error on a sacrifice bunt. It was actually a 3-base error. Runner goes, bunt is fouled off.
I was about to say, you've got to be expecting that again.
Yeah. And the reason she reached on that error on a sacrifice bunt, there was nobody covering first base. And it was a 3-base error. She eventually come around to score. She popped up to the shortstop to end the 2nd. Had a single, but was caught stealing in her first at-bat of the afternoon. Rutledge shows bunt, lays it down, foul ball. Well, that was the reason Jones come out and was making their shifts defensively. They knew it was going to be a bunting situation, and it was a good job by Coach Harrington to come out and make sure everybody knew their assignment, where to go, where to line up in this situation. But now with 2 strikes on, you got to think the bunt situation is off here.
You would think so, but we know Coach Kirk. He's not scared to
we've seen
throw it out there a little more.
Seen crazy things today already. Pitch missing outside. Throw is not in time, and a stolen base there for Patterson.
Yeah, very poor throw on the left side of the bag. Gave the shortstop no chance of getting Patterson out.
So now runner in scoring position here. Indians lead at 7-5, bottom of the 6th. Game 1. We still got another one after this. Wow.
Buckle up.
Yeah, buckle up. We said that back in the 2nd inning, what feels to be about 3 hours ago, as there's a ground ball. And throw over to first is is in time. But an effective at-bat, good at-bat by Rutledge, as she was able to pull that ball to the right side of the field to allow the runner to go to third.
Yeah, with the steal and the sacrifice there, she was able to advance that runner over. Only 1 out, see if we can't bring him in.
Yeah, so an effective out there, and now this is going to be Ivy Watts. Ivy, 2 for 2. She did reach on a fielder's choice in her previous at-bat, and she can hit for power. So Watts will dig in. Swings on the first pitch she sees, fouls it back for strike 1.
Yeah, running on third base with 1 out, you've got to get this insurance run in.
Yeah.
Especially against a team like this that's more than capable of putting up 2 runs in the bottom half of this inning, or top half of this inning.
And it's very important for Pope right now not to let anything get away from her because Patterson's got speed to score. And then Ivy just chases a low pitch that time. Great location on the part of Sterling James to get ahead in the count 0-2.
Good location, change speeds up just enough to throw her off.
So no balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out is the situation. Runner on third. Watt stands in, grounds it to the right side. They're going to try to score the run, and they got her. So a fielder's choice there. Second time Watts has reached on a fielder's choice. 4-2 on the putout of Patterson. I like the aggressiveness out of the Indians. You force them to make that play. You never know when she panics, throws it away. But a great job that time on the part of Wallace. She knew what to do. She came up, fielded the ball, took her time, made a good throw, the tag out, 2 away.
Yeah, it's a lot of moving parts there, especially anytime there's a play at the plate with contact. Hard to hold on to that ball, but they executed that perfectly.
Well, Kara Hayes is at the plate now. She had a sacrifice fly in her previous at-bat. She is 1 of 2 and took a heavy swing at that one, comes up empty. Good job. I've been very impressed by James over the previous inning and a half, I guess you can say, as she has settled down and has kept the Indians' bats quiet.
Yeah, well, she came in the middle of that inning that was a little crazy. So a little more difficult to come out and play like that without getting a fresh start.
That pitch clips the outside corner of the plate. 0-2 now is the count. 2 away. Indians trying to spark a 2-out rally here in the bottom of the 6th. They lead it 7-5. Hayes rips one, but the third baseman in the right spot at the right time steps on the bag, and that will end the inning. All right, ICC now 3 outs away from picking up the Game 1 win. But, folks, I'm telling you, as crazy as this game has been, you don't want to go anywhere. We head to the 7th, 7-5 ICC. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Why settle for a checking account that just holds your money? Renaissance Rewards Extra gives you so much more. Like savings at more than 400,000 retailers, 24/7 roadside assistance, a cell phone protection plan worth up to $400, $25 in ATM fee refunds per monthly cycle, and a great interest rate when you meet 3 easy qualifications. Get extra today at rewardsextra.com. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
Natalie, when she was first driving, she literally swerved off the road a lot because she was looking at herself in the mirror.
Maybe I look at life differently.
You don't call it over space, it's outer space.
But it's underwear.
The top's right here, look.
You always say chocolate's so weird. It's like chocolate.
Wherever the conversation takes you, we're here. This is Howie Sonic.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
And welcome back as we head now to the top of the 7th inning. ICC with a 7-5 lead here over Jones. And we're going to have a new batter coming to the plate here. And this is going to be number 28 coming to the plate, and that is Megan Wynn. Megan Wynn coming to the plate. Her first plate appearance of the afternoon.
Indians looking for 3 easy outs to close out this Game 1 victory.
That first pitch missing high for a ball. 1-0 is the count. The Indians shifting to the left with the center fielder. That pitch inside corner for a strike. 1-1 now is the count.
Pitch had some break on it.
Yes, it did.
Very pretty.
This is Emily Robinson in the circle. She came in back in the 3rd inning, and that's going to be a shot. Liner out to left field, but reeled in. Well, good job out there in left by Katie Rutledge, as she basically just ran up 2 steps and caught that on a line drive. Sounded good off the bat, but the Indians there defensively, and now we go back to the top of the lineup here in Edwards. Edwards 0 for 3 on the day with a pair of strikeouts. She has popped up and was recorded out by the first baseman. That was to end the 2nd. So 1 away now. And now back to the top of the lineup here for the Bobcats. That pitch finds the outside corner, strike 1. I'm tired, guys.
I'm with you.
Played or threw the first pitch.
Feels like we played 3 in 1.
I know. This has been just a instant classic here. As there's a grounder, shortstop. Oh, took a bad hop and bounced up and
into her face, I believe.
Yeah, it looked like it maybe got her on the shoulder.
Yeah, I think she got her face out of the way at the last second.
Hopefully we'll get time to check on her.
That
was a horrible hop.
Yeah, I would say that ball was a routine rolling ball, then almost like it just found a dirt clot and just popped up and bounced off of her that time. No play on it. And really nothing that she did to make the mistake. It's just a bad hop, and that should be a hit.
Yeah,
and
that was a hard hit.
So that will go for a single for Edwards. So now the tying run is at the plate for the Bobcats. And if you're Jones, this is exactly who you want at the plate right now. This is Cole. She is 3 for 3 on the day. She's got 2 runs scored. She's got a double, a pair of singles, a stolen base. So she has been red hot for the Bobcats. That pitch missing, and boy, if she would have threw it on the first time instead of pumping, might have got the runner out. But a good job just chasing her back to first that time. I get it. It's one of those tense situations. You want to throw her out, but you don't want to make the throw that allows her to get into scoring position here. One of those situations where a young softball team just kind of maybe tighten up a little bit on that play. That pitch in there for a strike.
Yeah, a little later in the season, you might see her fire that a little more freely with some confidence.
2-1 now is the count here to Cole. As we mentioned, perfect on the day at the plate, 3 for 3. That one just missing outside. Not a bad spot to miss there. Couldn't get her to chase one. I don't know if you just keep working that outside corner, see if you can get her to chase something, but did not do so there. 3-1 now is the count. Tying run is at the plate here for the Bobcats. Top of the 7th. This one ripped but foul. So we'll do it all over again at the 3-2 count. Robinson. She's got 4 Renaissance Bank strikeouts. She came in to start the 5th.
Love to see if she can get that breaking pitch that came in on Edwards earlier.
That would be a
good one.
There's strike 3. The throw down is not in time. Boy, that would have been big to get a strikeout, throw him out to end the contest, but that was the 5th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game there. There's now 2 outs. I like the aggressiveness, out of the Bobcats in that situation.
He called the breaking ball there, but that was more of almost a screwball top break on that one.
Didn't come in
opposite
as it did before on Hall the last inning.
But hey, it worked.
So this is Pope at the plate. Pope 0 for 3 with a strikeout. That first pitch high for a ball. Well, right now, if you're Robinson, there's nobody standing behind you because that run means absolutely nothing.
Not at all.
Now. You just pay attention to Pope and rely on your defense right here. 2 outs. Top of the 7th, ICC with a 7-5 advantage. This one ripped, liner, and it's done. ICC picks up the 7-5 win here in Game 1. And I tell you, folks, if you missed a single pitch of this first game, you have absolutely missed one of the best softball games I have seen in my history of calling athletic events that dates all the way back to 1998. You do the math on how long that's been. We're going to take a timeout and come back with the Renaissance Bank postgame report right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Ooh, fumble. Let's give her a Renaissance replay. Make the right call with Renaissance and get cell phone protection with Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking. Sign up today.
$5 for my own money?
That's a bad call. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Sign up for Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking with ATM refunds today.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
Gee willikers, this Coca-Cola Zero Sugar tastes mighty delicious.
Come on, buddy. It has 0 sugar.
But it tastes great.
Let's take the breakables away. If you keep lying like this, you'll be a puppet forever.
But it's the honest truth.
You'll never be a real boy.
No, it's no lie.
You're right. It's delicious.
Told you. I never lie.
Why settle for a checking account that just holds your money? Renaissance Rewards Extra gives you so much more. Like savings at more than 400,000 retailers, 24/7 roadside assistance, a cell phone protection plan worth up to $400, $25 in ATM fee refunds per monthly cycle, and a great interest rate when you meet 3 easy qualifications. Get extra today at rewardsextra.com. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
And welcome back to the Renaissance Bank postgame report. ICC picks up a win in an instant classic, 7-5 in Game 1 over Jones. The First American National Bank opening pitch came your way at 3:20, so the game time just over 2 hours, 2 hours and 13 minutes here from Fulton. Let's take a look at today's Sonic stats. Your final line looks like this for Jones: 5 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors. For Itawamba, 7 runs, 9 hits, and 3 errors. Batting for Jones, Edwards with 1 for 4 on the afternoon. She struck out twice. Cole was 3 for 4. She did score 2 runs. Pope, 0 for 4 in the afternoon. Saunders, 1 for 3. Macy Knight was 2 for 3 with a run scored. You had Lauren Lindsay, 1 for 3 with a run scored. She had 2 RBIs. And it was 1 for 3 on the day for Hall. She did score a run and drive in another. Wallace was 0 for 2, and then Wynn was 0 for 1. For ICC, Patterson, she was 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored and 3 RBIs. Rutledge, 1 for 3 with a run scored. Ivy Watts, 2 for 4 with a run scored. Hayes was 1 for 3 with an RBI. Connor Stevens was 1 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI. Then it was Madison Jenkins, 1 for 3. Henry, 1 for 2 with a run scored. Meggs was 0 for 2. Boatner was 0 for 2. And Burris, of course, did not bat. Guys, the win goes to, let me go ahead and finish this up. Win goes to Madison Burris. She's 3 for 2. Boykin hits with the loss, an unfortunate loss there for Boykin. 6-1 of the year, the save to Emily Robinson. And guys, as we're in the Renaissance Bank postgame report, what a crazy Game 1 of softball. We still got another game to play.
Yeah, what a game to come out of retirement. You know?
Yes.
It's all an instant classic. One thing that stood out to me was, you know, we gave up those 3 quick runs, 2 home runs early, second inning. The team bouncing back, Patterson coming back with that big 3-run shot, puts them right back in it, and then they just keep their foot on the gas the next 2 innings, score 2 in each of the next 2 innings to give them that 7 runs, which they ended up holding on to.
And, you know, we got to pick a star of the game, and I've got 3 in mind. I mean, you look at plate, it's Mackenzie Patterson.
Yes. Right.
Then pitching-wise, you got a combo, Madison Burris and Emily Robinson. So I always hate giving multiple players, but in this case, you've got to.
Well, we can do like hockey. You have the 3 stars of the game. We got the 3 stars of this game, so nothing wrong with that at all.
I like it. So our Sonic stars of the game, let's go with Patterson, Burris, and Robinson. Well, guys, the next question is, with it being a young softball team like ICC is, you just knocked off the number 2 team in the country. How they're number 2, you bring up a good point. They're number 2, but yet the number 1 team in the country hasn't played yet. So I guess argument is the number 1 team in the country hasn't lost.
Yeah, very, very odd to look at the polls. If you look up and down, there's several teams ranked in the top 10 that haven't played for various reasons, maybe weather, maybe COVID situations where they are in our division within JCAA. But yeah, this basically of teams that have played, Jones is number 1, and to come out and they average about 9 runs per game. To limit them to 5 and to take advantage of any miscues that they made and to keep the score run up is key for this young team.
Absolutely. Well, I know we kind of recapped it, but your thoughts on the game?
Just a solid, balanced approach. Like I said just a second ago, pitching kept the runs down, and our offense scored when it was necessary, took advantage of their miscues, and let's hope that our team, learns a lot from this game and carries that forward in today and the rest of our conference play.
Well, that's going to do it for game one. We're going to have about a maybe 10, 15-minute wait for game two, as we are going to step away from the broadcast, so we'll hit on Twitter whenever we're back live. ICC wins the first game of the day, 7-5. We'll take a break and be back with game two in about 10 minutes here on the ICC Sports Network.
So when are you going to give me back for the pizza?
Oh, personal foul. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Make a successful handoff when you transfer funds to friends and family with Zelle and the Renaissance mobile app. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Make the right call for 24/7 roadside assistance and sign up for Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking today.